I guess my question is, how does having tremendous wealth and gifts, does it make you happy, and does it solve your problems?
Yeah. There was person I worked with, Arthur Brooks, who wrote a book and used to run the American Enterprise Institute, that would say happiness is always tied to 20% more. A lot of people would say, oh, if I only had this, then I'd be happy. But that's a false goal, right? Because you're always going to think it's this or it's that. You got to be happy with where you are. Happiness comes from the inside out, in whatever your condition is, and it's not tied to rich or poor. I found a lot of really happy people at all sides, places on the scale, and I found a lot of miserable people at all levels of the scale. There's no correlation or causation. Certainly, having some level of security or stability in your life allows you to think about a few other things. We always talked about that some level of economic success, getting to a point where, okay, I know that I can have food on the table, I know I can put clothes on my body, I know I can have a shelter, and I can reliably count on that. Then I can care about my neighbor, then I can care more about my kids, then I can care more about my future. There's a level of that again, we've kind of learned around the world. So I don't mean to disregard the significance of having some level of economic or material wealth or success to create that environment of stability so that you can move on. But it's not connected to happiness. In my experience, things can go wrong in life, and there's no money that can pay for it. If you get sick, you might be able to get good treatment, but you may not be able to solve it. If your child gets sick, if something goes wrong with your family, or somebody that you care about, money might be able to help.
Well, those are life factors that are outside your purview of control.
Absolutely.
You can't have, you can't control everything. You drive yourself crazy trying to control things too. And
at the end of the day, you can't take it with you, right?
Right.
So it kind of goes back to our early discussion of faith.
Yeah.
What are you doing this for?
Right.
And how do you be responsible with the resources that God gives you, whatever they may be, whether they're financial resources or personal resources or creativity or innovation or whatever it may be, the gifts that you receive.
The Full Exposure Podcast is brought to you by Dr. Peter Hahn and University of Michigan Health West in appreciation of the creative and artistic visionaries who enrich our lives through cultural connections.